was like either it was like Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Pebbles, and she's like, if you finish this cereal, you can have a toaster strudel. But it would be like this like sweet cereal. And she always had candy on the tables.
Finish this sugar, you can have more sugar.
Yeah, I mean, she was just the best. Like when you think about like a grandma spoiling you, that's like what she was. She was the best.
Chewy and I are going to try to hang up the lights and the mirrors and kind of adjust a couple things, hopefully, ideally, fixing that stuff. Trying to knock out the little stuff, and then we can work on the cosmetic stuff when we go back, because right now Remy's being Remy. She's a handful. So Allie is hanging back with her for a little bit, and then we'll switch when we can do it next time. Trying to knock this little stuff out, then we should be good. Should be golden after a year. Got one of the lights. Obviously still working on everything. Got light in here now. See what the game plan is, Chewy came up with this idea. We got the PVC, because originally we had this over here, or was this the wires with this ugly thing, and it was just kind of going like dangle like that. So we can get some PVC and make it look a little bit more like a bar, so it's gonna be very like, what do you want to call it, industrial, but at the same time it'll be a lot nicer. And we just spray paint it black. I wanted to show you guys this too. So, you know, we were trying to do the whole curtain situation and dye it and then have to make new curtains. I thought, hey, I wonder if the Class A RVs have those like sun shields. So I managed to get 4 of them and put them up, and it looks actually really good. And the temperature has dropped so much since they're there. They don't need anything crazy fancy, because then we can pull them down. We have the windows open. You don't need really anything else. But yeah, I thought that, plus it's so much cheaper doing it this way. I think this was like 40 bucks. And then this is something that Chewy came up with an idea of trying to hide this ugly wire that was once, I don't even remember where it was. It was like this weird plastic.
It was in a big cabinet.
Oh, yeah, that was a huge cabinet.
Yeah, it
you
was
couldn't see anything. He ripped that one out, and he ripped that one out. And then he's gonna do this piping to hide it.
Need to go longer.
Nice and sleek. Chewy and I had a pretty productive day. It took the precision that we have to have with the mirrors is very, very important, because it's not like hanging a picture or a mirror in the house that's stationary. You're gonna have something that's going like 70 miles an hour through bumps and mountains and stuff like that over the course of months and years. What we did was we got a bunch of L brackets. See, these are the type of things that I feel like we need to have like a separate travel channel kind of stuff, like just shows like renovation processes, what we use, where we go, like special little videos and things like that. There's only so much that we can do on the CTFxC, because I would love to be able to do more in-depth things, and I know Allie does too. So that's probably going to be our game plan on this trip, or this first couple month trip that we're going to do, is like maybe we'll launch something in addition to the CTFxC where it's really honed in travel videos, and then we've got the kind of the behind the scenes, kind of like actually what the CTFxC started as. The Charles Strippy channel was skits and dumb videos, and then the CTFxC was always bloopers or behind the scenes. If you guys have been watching for a long time, that's how or where this whole channel like was grown. Like if you go back and watch old videos on the CTFxC, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And I know we've mentioned this too. I might convert the Charles Strippy channel to a more refined travel, not travel channel, but more refined travel videos and in-depth kind of things. We were thinking about kind of doing something like that, to where it's more, a bird just pooped on my windshield. More refined, like recaps, like every week or something like that. It'd be a nice little montage recap, nice little pretty video or something like that. In addition to the behind the scenes, more in-depth conversations that we have on the CTFxC. It's just something Allie and I have been really talking about, because we want something else to be able to like really focus on travel. We spend a lot of money, a lot of time and effort into this. This thing's falling is a bad place, I guess, into this RV, and hopefully this lifestyle that we're hoping to enter. We want to make sure we have fun with it, and we can do some really creative and fun things, entertaining for you guys, and entertaining for us. And create a bunch of cool memories. Because it's going to be nice to have these nice, beautiful videos, but without those beautiful videos, you know, they have no sentimental thing. You can watch a beautiful video on YouTube, but without that connection, does that make any sense? Like, you can watch a beautiful video on YouTube, but to be like, oh, that was really pretty. But you need that connection, that emotional connection to why that video is pretty. What do you guys think? I mean, I care what you think, but I think that's what I want to do. And I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a nice little change and addition. It just means more content for you guys to watch. I mean, that's the end of the day. It's our job, it's our livelihood, it's our passion, and I think it would really get the creative juices going and make us travel more. Now we just gotta come up with a name. We still haven't named the RV yet.
You're so sweet.
There's a sock. He's got wild hair like you do.
He says hello with his hair.
Stay here.
Bye, see. Say hi, Wesley.
Say hi, Wes. Gentle, he's a real baby.
You're so sweet.
Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got a little witch in here. Are you doing some sort of witchcraft over here?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't shut the door. I apologize.
She's working here.
Nobody can see what she's trying to do. No, it's cold. It's vapor
Cold.
light.
This is cold. So this is helping. I did like a promotion for them a long time ago, and I really love this. And we had it in our room for the longest time, but
Go double toilet in trouble.
Ooh.
Remy's been such a good girl today. We thought, you know what? Let's go to the fountains. Finally came prepared. We have actual water shoes or sandals.
we got sandals, we got bathing suit,
Wait,
we got
a
extra
towel?
diapers, we got towel, we got extra clothes, I got snacks, I got drinks, I got it all.
What's that, Remy? What is that? What is that? It's called an ambulance, or what we call you, a wambulance.
Ambulance.
Look at that thing. Listen to the sax band.
Have like the most fun of your whole entire life.
I feel like she met some friends. I already told her about the boys though.
Yeah, of course you gravitated towards the boys, you silly girl.
Yeah, well, there was this two.
Well, I think it's they were playing rough, and she likes to play rough.
Well, the thing is, they were at first. They were like, I don't think they understood. Like, they were hitting the water, and then she go laugh at it, and then she hit it, and then he saw that she was trying to play, so he'd run back and forth and playing with her. Yeah, then they showed you how to put the water in the drain to make it go bigger.
That was very nice.
Poor guy's just out there by himself.
That could be the best, but the worst time ever.
If I was doing that, I would be drinking.
Yeah, but can you imagine? They're gonna be like, yeah, I got me stuff on. I'm so seasick. I don't know. I don't because it looks like it's double netted.
I know what you guys are doing.
Thank you, Bubba. There she is, playing in the sand, you true Floridian baby.
Yeah. Yeah, you want? What have I done? Did we do this last Saturday or did we do last Sunday? I can't remember. Either way, we're doing our little. We're gonna get our iced coffee, a donut, and do our little tradition.
Feed our child so bad.
No, she doesn't. I feel like she's loved.
She gets a donut hole.
8,
Two
yeah,
donut holes.
maybe 2 max. Then she's actually really good. She stops herself. Kind of like it.
That's nice to get out and walk like a mile or so.
The only problem is that it's super hot, so we couldn't bring the pups this time.
I feel like I've seen like a meme about this or something before, but like certain animals you don't see babies of, like what little baby animals look
Giraffes?
like.
Oh no,
like certain animals. So anyways, my point being is the
bird.
other day we saw a baby blue jay.
No, baby pigeon. No one's ever seen a baby pigeon.
Yeah, but my point being
Oh,
is
yeah.
there's a baby blue jay that was in our yard. It's been there for a couple days, and I think it actually flew because we lurked. We took a bird to the seabird sanctuary because we thought it was hurt, but it ended up being that it was, what is the name of that
I can't remember.
thing?
I can't remember.
It's like rocketing or something. I don't know, but basically there's this term for when the mama knocks the bird out of the nest, and it has to learn to fly and teach itself to defend itself in a sense. Anyways, we didn't touch it, we didn't mess with the bird, but that's what we were learning to do, and it's so cute. Baby blue jays are adorable.
And then when they're older, they suck.
They do suck.
Oh yeah, you saw them all. You got visual. Remy, come and look at it, see how fancy Mom's got. She's getting super fancy. Now this is the thing, you gotta do this to every single one to make this look, it actually would look pretty cool.
How about that? Not a slide. 1, 2, 3, slide.
Okay, then what do we do? Yep. Good job. Remy, getting your hair braided? Whoa, you look so cool. Allie, that'll never happen again.
The other side?
Ring, 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 ring.
I'm ready.
Hello?
Dinky.
Hello, is Remy there?
Me there.
Hi, Remy.
I would get a picture.
Say hello. Say, I just saw somebody's in the house.
I'm coming.
You coming? Okay. I love you. She hung up.
Hello. Hello, Dinky.
It is pretty. So what? So, 2020 sucked for many, many reasons. I think beyond what people know in our lives. Yesterday, I was at a celebration of life for my grandma, my dad's mom. Grandma Google.
Google Grandma.
I think that's what she called herself when we called her. My grandma was diagnosed with cancer back kind of like after the pandemic began. I want to say it was like around Remy's birthday. And she fought like a crazy person. Like she really did. She fought like a crazy person. And February of this year, I was like kind of like missing the vlogs for like a week. And that was because she ended up having to go into hospice, and she ended up passing away. And due to the pandemic, there was many little things that happened where when we would go to see her, well, during the pandemic, we didn't even really get to see her that much because of COVID, and we usually do some really wonderful things that I love so much, like baking pies and all of us girls getting together and kind of having like girls' days, and baking pies for the holidays was like our big thing with her. And we didn't get to spend Christmas and Thanksgiving together, which really sucked. The pandemic obviously held everybody back from that, but it was extra meaningful and important for us last year. And it did happen. And I kind of regret it. I kind of regret it.
Look at what?
So she passed away in February. And it was really hard. She went to hospice and we didn't really get to see her much before. And because of COVID, we had to say goodbye to her through a window. I'm not gonna lie, there was a moment where my aunt got us in to where we could see her for like a hot second, which I'll never forget. And I'm glad I got to see her the day that she went to hospice, but it was like a really hard time for my family and I, and really aggravating and sad. She passed away on February, I think it was like the 16th or the 17th, I can't really remember. So anyways, because of COVID and just schedules and just making sure everybody was safe, we ended up having our celebration of life yesterday. And it was beautiful, and stories were told by my dad, my aunt, and my uncle, and I loved it because it was like, you know, we were crying, but it was like we were sad she's gone, but there was like a lot of really cool things that were shared and memories that were shared, and moments of bonding and like moments of like just positive remembering. Because my grandma was pretty darn cool. We didn't always see eye to eye, but she was funny. And she was a really good cook. Like, really good cook. Like, a really good baker. And that was really funny because my uncle brought that up. And my dad brought it up. She would make these like great cinnamon rolls and great chocolate chip cookies. Like, oh my God, she would like make batter of chocolate chip cookies and like leave it in the freezer and then take it out to make it. It was just, every time we went to her house, it was good. I don't know if you guys knew this, actually. My grandma, when I first decided to go on a date with Charles, I made him pick me up at my grandparents' house because I was like, one, my grandpa's gonna be like tough on him, and two, my grandma's gonna like be tough on him. And no joke, my grandpa like invited him in for meatloaf. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then my grandma offered him cookies, and I think she gave us a bag of cookies to take with us.
Shit.
And so they like totally derailed my whole like plan of like making me like, you better treat this girl right,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
They were very scary.
Yeah. And it was like interesting because it was just like, yesterday it really was really wonderful. Like, I don't want to get on here and just be emotional. I want to like tell the good stuff because I hope my grandparents, I hope my grandpa, my dad and stuff see this and just know that like, she was so cool. And like I said, we didn't always see eye to eye, but we always could talk about it. And I think that's so hard to find because not everybody can do that, you know? Not everybody can like talk things out, you know? But my grandma was great. And like one thing that my uncle and my dad and everybody always said was like she loved her grandkids, like loved us. And she got to see all of her a lot of her great grandbabies be born, which is like really cool. I have a picture of her holding Remy like when Remy was born. And I love that I was able to like capture her finding out.
I think it's
Are those, you're looking at those 30 pillows?
Yeah. I think it just flew through the
I see
envelope.
one in the kitchen.
Over there?
Yes.
Where?
It's right here. Grandma, by the dishwasher. Oh, there's two.
Yeah, oh, it's over there. Right behind you.
Down here.
Oh.
No, Grandma, it's on this table. Here it is.
No, that's for you guys. I found one. I found one.
I'm pregnant.
No. Oh, the both of you. Oh my God. Oh.
Because I was the last grandchild to have a baby or get pregnant. But there's a lot of good memories with my grandma. My cousin and I actually yesterday at the celebration of life we were talking about, just like my uncle brought up how they loved to play cards, and I can remember that during the holidays how like all the adults would play like a card game or like something crazy, and the kids would just go do their own thing. And then we were talking about how as we got older, I remember my grandma came over here and we played Cards Against Humanity.
I know that.
And there was a card that we picked up on my
Smegma.
that one, and there was another one. Starts with B, ends with Kaki. She had no idea what it was, and she kept saying it, and it was just the funniest thing in the world. I don't even know why I'm sharing this, but I think it was, I kind of wanted just to share it because I wanted to say, like, you know, hug your loved ones and appreciate them and remember the good stuff. Life is short and beautiful, and there's so many great moments, and I love my grandma and I miss her. I wish I got to spend a little more time with her, but man, I had a lot of fun with her. We all did. On my own family. She was our rock. She was our backbone, and she was pretty damn cool. I don't know, none of this, I don't want to go too much into it, but I just want to say that I love her. I'm happy she's in heaven. I'm happy she's in heaven with all people in my family. It makes me feel good. And I'm happy she's not hurting anymore. And I want my grandpa to know that I love him. I want my dad, my uncle, my aunt to know that I love them.
Do you remember when we went over? It like almost destroyed everything. Like on her table, all the glass stuff.
Oh my god, my grandma had this really cool coffee table that was like old and wooden. I feel like she's had it in her house for forever, but it was like glass on top, and then there's like space between, and then the bottom, but I can't remember if there's anything in the top of it. But anyways, Remy decided to knock everything over, and she almost broke everything, but she poured water into that coffee table. I don't want to get really negative about this because it was a celebration of life, and it was a positive thing, and there was so many cool. My uncle Mark, who is my Aunt Andy, my grandma's sister's husband, put together this like beautiful slideshow of all these like really cool photos of my grandma growing up. And my cousin and I were talking about how many hairstyles my grandma had. She had so many freaking hairstyles. Like, it was insane. There's like so many cool pictures that he put into the slideshow that we haven't seen in years. And like, if you went to my, like, one thing about like my grandma, and I always say this to Chara, I always feel like I'm turning into my grandma because I take so many pictures of everything. Like, I'm like, I just gotta get a photo where he's like that. I'm like, remind me of my grandma, because my grandma always had her phone out and she was always taking pictures, like all the time, of everything, always. But then it would be so funny because she would be the person that's like holding out her iPhone like way in front of her and like would hit it, but it would never focus.
It's true.
But she was just awesome. I can remember going to my grandma's house too when I was a kid. And she would give us like either it was like Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Pebbles, and she's like, if you finish this cereal, you can have a toaster strudel. But it would be like this like sweet cereal. And she always had candy on the tables.
Finish this sugar, you can have more sugar.
Yeah, I mean, she was just the best. Like, when you think about like a grandma spoiling you, that's like what she was. She was the best. Just hug your loved ones, you know, and don't take time for granted. And I'm happy I could at least say goodbye to her, even if it was through a window. I really am. I'm happy I could say goodbye, because not everybody gets that opportunity, you know.